Hi Libra, welcome to your reading. Today we're going to talk about specifically for your sign how the new moon that has just happened, how will that influence you? What kind of new beginning, new start are we seeing right now that will expand in 2022 with Jupiter and Neptune coming together in that house for you? Libra, we are looking at a new beginning or a new energy or a fresh outlook towards your day-to-day routines. This is involving your career, your job, your work environment, the kind of projects that you work on, how you manage the people in your work environment, as well as this has to do with your health routines. There's a lot of emphasis on bringing order to life, especially related to your health, your healing, your well being, your physical fitness, your mental stability. So, there might be some new diet, new health regime, a new sort of a routine that you might be putting in place which can support you better, that can help you in healing better. And that is going to benefit you over the course of long term. And this is especially important on the health, from the health perspective, because you have Neptune over here, and Neptune has been in your house of health since about 2012. When Neptune is in our house of health and it will stay there till 2025, it generally guides us to look at things that we might be allergic to or that might be sort of infecting us in some ways. It's very difficult to diagnose why we're not feeling well when Neptune is in our house of health. So there are certain issues that pop up which we don't know where they came from. There is an increased level of vulnerability to infections or to issues related to health, but they are not related to some physical ailment normally. Normally, the infections or any kind of diseases, though we should always consult a health expert for that, but there is normally a stress related or a mindset related or a thought related sensitivity that is created through work or through your immediate environment that normally impacts the health when Neptune is here. So, one of those things could have got highlighted even if not through an issue, but through just your own impetus that I want to bring more health, more order, more well being in my life. And there might be some alternative health routines which are away from the norm that you might be trying that will suddenly click, that might work for you. But they may be from alternative medicine or alternative therapy field, for example, homeopathic or acupuncture or naturopathy. These are subtle non interfering and non chemical laden solutions that you might be looking at to improve your general well being and positivity in your own health, in your own body, in your immediate environment, in your work environment would be something that you would be looking towards. And in line with that, you might start a new way of being when it comes to your work routine, when it comes to your career, the kind of projects that you involve in, how you manage people in your workplace. So there's a new phase in that beginning with this new moon. Fresh energy is being infused, new impetus is being given in how we function as an individual, as a part of the whole when it comes to our company, when it comes to a job, when it comes to a project, how we interact with others in our workplace. And with Neptune in your house of workplace, you are the kind of person who maybe a lot of people come to with requests, with ask, with support, with the expectation of support, with the expectation that you would make things better in some ways, because we become more permissive when Neptune is in our house of work and daily routines. We become more permissive to other people. It softens our boundaries with our immediate environment at workplace. So the individuals and our environment positively or negative impacts us a little bit more. But in a positive fashion, we have a very uplifting rapport with co-workers, which is a positive thing to have, and we look for more creativity, more joy at our place of work with others, and it can help with the health and the career because of having a positive environment, because of having a positive, uplifting rapport with coworker. And you would seek it if you don't have. Neptune essentially increases our sensitivity to our immediate environment, so we can choose the right environment, so we can choose the right projects, we can choose the right way of engaging with people, which does not drain us, which does not affect our mental and physical health. We learn to choose our environment and our food and our health related routines with Neptune over here. We don't want to get lost in the chores, so there might be some high level perspective you might be gaining about your general health and your general routines to see how to manage this in a better fashion, because there might have been some confusion or maybe even overload of daily routines, overload of chores, overload of just purely having too many things to do, which has been draining you and causing you to be more vulnerable. Or there might be some things at workplace that might be bothering you, but you have not been able to put your finger on it. Like something you have not been saying to your coworkers, something you have not been saying to your boss, and we have been too permissive to the other people at job, because of which the workload is unfair in some ways, and that needs to be spelled out in some ways. We can feel like we are being taken advantage of. The other end of having a positive rapport with coworkers is sometimes the lines are thin in terms of what is your duty, what is my responsibility, and that can lead to encroachment, and that can happen with the people reporting to you as well, people you manage as well, even the people who are either working for you or have some responsibility towards you. You might need to set some boundaries and some orders through, because of this feeling of being too permissive in some ways. And on the health side, there might be some I have three Libras in my house, and we unfortunately did have a health incident. But with Neptune, through some guidance, through natural methods, by using less chemicals, we somehow find the solutions as well, by positive attitudes, using your own intuition for diagnosis, which is not, I'm not normally recommended that we should not go to a doctor. We did go to a doctor, but at the same time, we followed some health remedies at home, which has caused a lot of improvement in the health of my family members. So, just looking beyond normal, there might be something in your day to day routine which could be causing those allergies or those reactions, looking for those and using more subtle, being more gentle with our body, being more gentle with ourselves in the process, being more gentle because you're more sensitive to others as well. So when the boundaries are thin, it is to tell you that, yeah, this is good for you, this is not good for you. Like sometimes when I really believe in naturopathy and using natural solutions to help our body, because I think our body has a sense of balance. Of course, there are times when we should use intervention, but sometimes it's like people say, give a thanks to your pimple, because it is telling you that there is inflammation in the body. So sometimes these things are a sign of something going on inside, and we listen to those signs and take those actions, and it avoids it from becoming bigger. So our sensitivity to those small signals is increased by Neptune, so we can catch some things if they are affecting us in some fashion, negative fashion on our body, in a good way. And at the same time, if something works and clicks for you, that improves the health immediately. The same is very much true for the kind of projects you go for. Like if a work environment is fitting for you, it's like in your soul, this is my job. It's like finding the work environment and the kind of projects you want to work, which are destined for you, those kind of things. And with Jupiter in 2022 coming over here in your house of health and career, the changes you might be making, they will expand and give more benefit to you in 2022 once you have set order to them during the course of 2021. It might be that you might be setting up a new project right now, which will grow in its benefits, grow in its size in 2022. You might be starting a new project. You might be starting a new health routine, which is going to give you benefit over a long period of time, and you'll immediately see a solution of an issue, a health issue, if it has propped up and you have started taking steps towards it. You'll find that in 2022, with Jupiter coming over here, Jupiter is a positive planet. It is a planet that helps us, that supports us, makes us easy, makes it easy to heal, makes it easy to come out of something. So if something has been bothering you on the health side, Jupiter coming over here, it really helps in resolving. It gives the knowledge of what needs to be done. But you might already be starting going towards that. Jupiter is going to very briefly dip into your house of health and work between mid of May to end of July. So you'll feel some of that positivity coming your way around that time itself in your work environment. There might be higher responsibility given to you. There might be more projects of your choice, of your liking coming towards to you. The people who you work with in your immediate environment, they become more of your soulmates. They are the kind of people, who you jive very well with, who have a similar higher vision of what you want to do together. And Neptune over here is trying to lower our boundaries so we can merge with people in a more positive fashion. We become more open to learn from them. We become a sponge of our immediate environment when Neptune is over here, which can be positive and negative. When there are positive people around us, we absorb their positivity, we absorb their knowledge, we absorb their, work philosophy in some ways. That's why it's very important to be filtering out people, filtering out your immediate environment, both in a physical fashion, keeping your immediate environment clean, keeping your work environment clean, possibly working close to water, having some sort of, regular cleanup of, even if you're working in an office in some ways, having a clean work environment would definitely help you just feel better physically as well as mentally, and it will help you enjoy work, having some creativity embedded in work, having a vision as a part of work. It's like when Neptune is over here, we want to have a vision in our day to day work. We want it to mean something. We want it to lead to something bigger. We want it to have an impact on the society. We want it to be a humanitarian in some ways. We want it to leave impact. We want it to have a little bit of glamour. Neptune is a little bit of glamour. Maybe you need to have more media exposure in the work that you're doing, or maybe you need to be on the screen to sort of be able to talk about your work to people. And it's all the part of making your work more enjoyable, more creative, and at the same time it somehow helps more people, and that will bring more positivity to you. It will bring more sort of, you feel content within, and that helps you feel better in health as well in some ways. The as an individual, important thing is that Neptune over here teaches us that we are no man is an island, right? So it teaches us to merge our talents with other people at work. How do we make use of creative people in our surrounding? How to work with people together? How to work with in a more creative fashion? It may not be so technical, but more creative. It might feel a little bit hard to keep routines. When Neptune is over here, it becomes a little bit difficult. So you might need to put a little bit more attention to creating some sort of a timeline, having a timer for some sort of work that you're doing. And similarly, this is the house of conflict. So if there's any conflict that comes about, the guidance that Neptune over here gives us is that there are other ways, indirect ways to resolve a conflict. So if you have a request you want to make at work, or something that you want to change at work, there are softer ways to convince people about it versus going about in a very direct manner, which is something which will be important, especially on 26th of March when we have Mars and North Node coming together. Mars and North Node is coming together on 26th of March in your house of ideology, in your house of expansion. It's a very daredevil kind of a aspect, and it's in your house of taking a leap of faith. So you might be taking a bold step around that time, and it's the right time to take a bold step. It might be that you want to do something more expansive when it comes to your life. You want to approach somebody who's senior to you, who is more experienced to you. You want to mentor, you want to go for publication, you want to travel, you want to relocate, you want to legalize yourself to a different country. It is a leap of faith that you're taking. You're going out of your comfort zone. And Mars and North Node together on 26th of June, 26th of March, it gives you a lot of guts to go for it. But Mars and North Node together, which is in a positive aspect though to you, so very unlikely that you would do that, but both of them together are very impulsive in nature, and you'll see that around in your surroundings. I spoke about it in part 1 of the video when it last happened. We had this axis of evil speech when this happened in Gemini. Gemini is about talking. So, you'll see that the words are flying in a rough fashion around that time. So, being careful that we don't get too hung up on our own perspective, stay flexible. There'll be a lot of discussions which might have confusion around it because Mercury will be with Neptune at that time. So, things may not be as clear as we think they should be. There will be a lot of idealism, a lot of not fuzzy. There will be no boundary between illusion, delusion, and what's reality when Mercury and Neptune are together. And we'll see that in the world events as well. It will clearly play out. So just keep that in mind that we might go a little bit overboard at that time. But it's the right time to sort of take some risk, take some going out of your comfort zone to expand who you are as a person, to sort of take an adventure, go for something, which seemed out of bounds earlier for you. Now it seems possible. It's a house of confidence where this is happening. Our belief system is being reinforced over there, and we want to go for higher knowledge. You might want to connect with people who are foreign from you, and that will sort of help you. You want to go for a pre-qualification, like you want to get a degree or something, or you want to move into a job which is more expansive, more knowledgeable in nature. So that's the right time to do all of that. It's the right time to take certain bold actions that pave your life destiny path. It's sort of like you got to channel this immense energy. Words will have a lot of power and force, and intellect can be used at that time, but a lot of people you'll find will not be using it. Apart from that, the Neptune as a planet is a planet of fog. So having it in your house of work means you might have some blind spots when it comes to either a person at work. It could be a supervisor, it could be a co-worker, it could be a person who's working for you, or it could be an actual project you're working on. We could have some blind spot. So when Neptune will go retrograde around 25th of June, some of the things need to come out in the open, and you'll find them come out in the open after 25th of June. So just be a little bit in the know. There's nothing at this stage you might be able to do, but just being in the know that I'm not seeing the full picture. There is something which is going on behind the surface which I don't know yet about. So over trusting somebody at work, use your intuition, use your gut. If something is looking fishy, something is feeling too good to be true, just have a little bit of a boundary over there. Don't be so permissive in that situation. Set a little bit of a distance, set a little bit of rules there that, there needs to be a channel to get to you in that situation. So you're not giving in too much in that situation. It's true for health as well. If something is not feeling right at this stage, it's definitely, we should feel it out. We should try and see if there's something that is giving you a reaction, or if there's some sort of an issue in health which has initiated and it sort of is not clear why this is happening. The first thing I would always suggest over here is you got to up your vitamins in some ways. It could be through natural ways, or if you know a good supplement, consult with your doctor and take it. Especially minerals are leached by Neptune, and Neptune over here leaches our minerals. So it's highly suggested to take a high mineral diet, or of course with the consultation of the doctors, but normally leaching of the minerals is very, very common that happens. So when Neptune goes retrograde in June, there might be certain facets which will come out in the open which may not be seeing right now. And it helps in some ways because you understand how to fix it, why this was happening, or why you were feeling unwell, if you are feeling unwell right now. And this can be especially true if you have planets around 23 degree of Libra, which is around 16th of October born. Neptune is making an aspect to you at this time, and it can feel that something is fuzzy either at work or in health, and that can feel that it's coming because of a reason I don't know why. It's like sometimes we just feel unwell, we don't know why. So keeping first of all, detoxing your immediate environment, looking at if there's something in work that is bothering you. Is there a stress? Sometimes Libras, when you look at them, they don't look like they have any kind of stress in life, but they have stress in life. It's just that they prefer to not show that on their face, and they prefer to not show that outright. So they handle problems in a very subtle fashion as compared to I'm an Aries. So the whole world knows if I have a problem, like that people in my family are not well. So some people have a subtle way of handling the issues. Some people have a way of getting on a microphone like myself and talk about it. So Libras handle it in a subtle fashion. So I think it's suggestible that at this stage, if there's something that is bothering you, keep a note of that. Your body is trying to tell you something. Similarly, in the work environment, something feels fishy, something is not right, something feels icky in a situation. So keep a note of that. Don't override your intuition, especially true if you have planets around 23 degree of Libra, which is around 16th of October born. On 26th of March, especially true for around 13 degree of Libra, which is around 6th of October born, you'll feel the Mars impact more. Though, this is true for across for you. Mars is in your house of adventure till end of April, around 23rd, 24th of April. So sort of it's the time to take certain risks, to make certain bold moves, and you should take advantage of that. And it's like right now you'll feel that at work, in your career, in your visibility factor, the more risk you take, the more benefits it gives you, and sort of yields results. Being out there, speaking your mind, your ideology, your knowledge, sharing your knowledge definitely is an excellent idea right now. Either you put a paper out there, you publish a book, or you go and meet the right people and share your ideas with them. Find the mentor. Being a mentor, speaking up your higher mind, it will definitely benefit you right now. So that's what I have for you, Libra. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video now. Thank you.